But I was very disappointed with you with that car accident thing.
Yeah.
When you ran away from that car accident.
Yeah.
That to me was like, God damn, John's in a bad place.
Yeah, it was. I was in a bad place. It was a messed up situation, man. I was in a point in my life then when I was winning all these fights. I was the it boy in the UFC, sponsored by Nike and Gatorade, and greatest of all time, finishing legends after legend after legend. Just really in this position where I felt so untouchable, and I just felt like everything was meant to go my way in that time of my life. I was smoking pot, majority of my career, drinking.
Me too.
Huh?
Shit, maybe it's happening to me.
Drinking, every weekend pretty much, to the point of blacking out.
Blacking out?
Yeah, just being hammered, and just being a total party boy, but still training my butt off. Working really hard, believing really hard, had big goals, big dreams, but just being a party boy. And I think I just took everything that I had for granted because everything for the majority of my career has gone my way. And that morning I got in a car accident, man, it was a huge reality check. And it was, I think in some people's mind, they envision me, hitting this car and running up and seeing that it was a pregnant lady and then taking off running. And then people said that I came back and grabbed a load of money, which is the stupidest thing ever. Why would a millionaire need to grab cash, right?
Did you run back to the car?
So I literally, I went through a light. It was like a green light that said that I could turn left, but you're supposed to yield for the right of way, right? To turn left. And person came through, and I just assumed it was my green light to go, obviously being not completely clear-headed. And I ended up running into a car. I was definitely disoriented.
Disoriented from the accident?
From the accident, for sure. Just kind of like, what the hell just happened? It was a really big hit. But I was fine. I had no injuries, and I just felt like, well, maybe it wasn't that bad of a hit. So I literally, I step out of the car, and I realized, like seconds later, I realized my bull's in the car. So
your bowl,
my
weed.
bowl, my
right.
pot bowl,
pot.
Yeah, and I wasn't smoking weed in the car or anything like that.
But it was in the car.
But my bowl that had residue was in the car. So I open my car door. I like take 2 steps away from the car, and then I go back to the car, and I like search the car because I had it in my cup holder. And when I hit, the bowl fell somewhere. Who knows where it flew to? But I knew shit. Like, if I can't find that bowl, that's gonna get me in trouble. Just having a bowl in my car. So I looked for like 2 seconds, couldn't find the bowl, and I just took off running.
Did you look at the other person in the other car?
No, I had no clue that it was a woman. I had no clue that it was a pregnant woman.
How much time are we talking about? Like from the time
literally from the time that I hit, I was over a fence probably 8 seconds later. It was literally a super reactionary. Like I just felt I hadn't been home yet. I stayed at a friend's house. I wasn't drinking and driving. My decision was to sleep at my friend's house because I knew I couldn't drive home. He woke up early the next morning to go to work, and he's like, "John, feel free to stay here, and you can make yourself breakfast or whatever." And the guy has a family. He has a wife, and he has a newborn baby, and I didn't want to stay at his house while he's at work. So I was just like, "No, I think I'm okay." But really, I had maybe like 2 hours of sleep, and I didn't realize that I still wasn't ready to drive. So, I wake up and get in my car, and, I just wasn't ready to drive or whatnot. But
why didn't you look at the other car?
Because it all happened so fast. So it all happened so fast, and I just knew I knew I smelled like alcohol, and I just felt like if the police came, it would be a bad situation for me. And I just thought the person that I hit had to have been okay because I was totally okay. I was like, maybe this collision wasn't that hard. So I just feel like in a lot of people's minds, they see me as like, I knew it was this woman. I saw this woman hanging out the window crying and bleeding or something like that. And like, I just chose to leave her. And I didn't know what I hit. I didn't know if I hit a truck. I didn't know if I hit a punch bug. I didn't know what it was that I hit. I just knew it was another vehicle.
But you didn't even look?
No, I didn't look. No,
wow.
No clue. And I didn't go back for cash. But it doesn't make what I did okay. The fact that, you know, I didn't go back for cash and I really went back for my bull, that's no better, right? The whole situation was just a shitty situation. I was in a really bad point in my life, taking, like I said, everything for granted.
If you wanted to have a situation come up with this like worst case scenario, that is the worst case scenario, pregnant woman.
Oh, yeah, it makes me look like a monster.
Yeah.
It makes me look like a monster.
When you found out I was a pregnant woman, what was going through your mind?
I thought, man, I'm done. I'm done. First, I was afraid that there would be some type of problems with her baby, because, you know, obviously if she had a difficult pregnancy, then that's a whole different level of being in trouble. God forbid if she was to have a miscarriage. You know, I would imagine that would be 1,000% put on me. So I thought about the fact that I went from just partying and enjoying this career and this amazing fairy tale life. I thought I was going from that to like literally being in jail, being labeled as a murderer. So that was my number one thing, was just hoping that the baby was okay.
What were you thinking about yourself? Like when you did that, when you ran, I mean, there's no way you could be happy with yourself that you did that.
I felt terrible.
What were you thinking?
Well, me and my mom have a great relationship. I'm a mama's boy. And then I'm the father of 4 daughters. So, you know, if anything, my respect for women is I have tremendous respect for women. And I try to like, obviously being a father, I try to, I just felt like a monster. I feel like a monster. You know what I mean? I just felt terrible. I felt really bad. I was mainly just concerned with this woman's health and safety, and I'm really glad that she ended up being okay. I felt really bad. I was just like, dude, even in the public's eyes, like, you just hurt a pregnant woman. Like, doesn't really get worse than that. But yeah, you know, I had no clue. I had no clue that it was even a woman that I hit, and you know, I felt terrible.
And what was the reaction from your family and friends?
You know, surprisingly, it was okay. You know, they support me so much, and they love me so much, and they know that, you know, that I have a really, I believe I have a good heart. They know that I have a good heart, and they were just thinking, man, like.
Did anybody step in and say, "Hey, man, you got to get your shit together"?
Oh, I've had a lot of people tell me I need to get my shit together.